Hello everyone. I just want to take this opportunity and welcome you to this YouTube channel. This is Pastor Anne Emma YouTube channel. If you are here for the first time and you are not yet a subscriber, please, I would just want to encourage you to subscribe and also turn on the notification bell that is right on your gadget so that anytime I'm around here, you can be able to be notified, and anytime I also release a video, it can be able to get to you so that it may be able to be a blessing and a ministration unto you. If you are a subscriber already, I just want to take a second and say thank you for subscribing, thank you for following, thank you for watching our videos. I believe that they have been a blessing unto you. And even as we continue to walk this journey together and do the work of the kingdom together, bringing enlightenment to people, being an inspiration to people together, God is also going to meet the desires of our hearts. May God meet the desires of your heart. May God bless you, and may God also bless me on this side. So, on this channel, I usually upload different kind of content. There are Christian teachings, there are sermons, there are motivational messages, and I'm going to do more of that. There are counseling sessions, or rather messages, and there are also songs. There is my music here. I'm a writer of songs, and if you have not been able to watch my music on this channel, please just search for my songs, and they are going to be a blessing unto you. And I also want to remind everyone that all my music, all my songs have English translation, so that from whichever community you are coming from wherever part of the world you are coming from, my music can be able to minister to you. You can be able to get the message. So there is English translation for every song that I have done. So may God bless you. Today, we are going to handle a topic on marriage. We are going to talk on marriage. And we are going to talk on the killers of marriage. You understand the times that we are living in. And we cannot pretend or close our eyes to what is happening in the society of today. Many marriages are not going well. Even Christian marriages, many of them, there is an attack. And at times, we cannot just put everything on the devil and say that it is an attack. At times, it is an attack from the enemy who hates families. And also, at times, it can also be our lack of knowledge or lack of wisdom. I have come to realize, even as I continue to do this pastoral work, and I handle a lot of people and cases also with marital problems, I have also come to realize that some of these marriages that we keep praying for, we keep on fasting for, they are not unhealthy because the devil is attacking them. Some of them, it is because the two partners or one of the partners in a marriage is lacking wisdom, or is not applying wisdom or knowledge on how to handle the other partner. And I want us to talk on what kills many marriages tonight. And I just want to put the title of my message as Killers of Marriage. That is what I'm going to talk about. And I'm going to give a few of them. So, number one, killer of marriage is laziness. It's laziness. And when I talk about laziness, laziness can come from any of the sides, either from the man or even from the woman. And mostly from the man, especially in a marital relationship. Why mostly from the man? Because the man should be the main breadwinner in a family. And that is God's order anyway. So it is a shame for a woman to be the main breadwinner unless there is a very good reason, like maybe the husband or the man is disabled or is sick or unwell. in such a case, we can understand, the woman being the sole breadwinner. But if the man is strong and healthy, the man is the one who is supposed to be mainly working and providing for the family. In fact, the Bible says that a man who does not provide for his family, he's worse than an unbeliever. He's worse than an infidel. A man who does not provide for his family. That is how God looks at it when a man becomes lazy. So, if a man is not working, how will he feed his children? How will he educate his children? If the woman is the one who's working, because nowadays, especially with the economy and with the kind of life that we are having today, also the woman should also be doing something. Yeah, as she also raises the children, she should also at least be contributing financially in that marriage. She should be handling something, maybe a business, even if it is a part-time one, maybe a job somewhere, and maybe they can also look for a house help to take care of the children. So as much as the man is also working, the woman is also supposed to be helping in. But if the man is not working, then how are the children going to be catered for? The woman, yes, can do that. Especially nowadays, we have a lot of single women. But do you think that that woman is going to endure in that marriage and just take up the role as the man goes free? I have come across many men nowadays who don't want to work. They don't want to work. They want to depend on women to work, especially in my country. I don't know where you are watching from, but especially in my country, and especially from a certain community, we are having men who have just become alcoholics, idlers. So they are not working, and they have every reason not to work. Some of them are going to say, oh, there are no jobs. That is laziness. If you say there are no jobs, and you stop at that, then how are you going to run life? How are you going to run your family? I usually say there are so many jobs. Just create your own. Create a business. Myself, I have come from far. And even as a woman, I have done a lot of small jobs, small businesses here and there. At times, I was not even able, in days past, I was not even able to maybe rent business premises. What could I do? I could just put my items in a bag and I could just go hawking. And by the time I'm coming back in the evening, at least I have some money. And I'm a woman, mind you. So how much more a man? So laziness is one of the killers of marriages today. And we are seeing it a lot. We are handling these cases of a man who's lazy, or even a woman who's lazy. Maybe the man is working and he's not having some good income. Maybe he's not even educated and he's just trying to hustle. And even when he also asks the woman to help, not just to stay idle in the house, she does not want to help. She does not want to build this marriage financially. So laziness is one of the issues killing marriages today. Another issue or another point, another killer of marriage is suspicion. Suspicion. I want to say this, that every marriage should be built on trust. If you have issues trusting your partner, trusting your spouse, then that marriage cannot stand. There are people who are good at that, being suspicious, thinking that maybe my woman, my wife is having a man somewhere. And some men, they are even going to go to an extent of even maybe doing a research about that in their own ways. And mostly there is nothing. It is just a thought. It is just an imagination. You think about it until you think it's true. At times it is also a woman. There are so many of those cases who's also thinking that the man is having Nowadays, they call them a side chick. I don't like it anyway. I don't like that word, that title, side chick. But nowadays they call them side chicks. So a woman is just going to suspect. Maybe the man is coming from work late, and maybe he's just out there hustling. He's just out there trying to look for money, at least some extra money. And the woman, in her mind, she's thinking that the man is having a relationship somewhere, or is seeing somebody, a woman out there. So that kind of suspicion, if there is no trust in marriage, then that marriage cannot work. It cannot stand. So suspicion is another killer of marriage. Always have this mindset that your spouse is not guilty unless or until maybe you have some full evidence that maybe they are cheating or they are having something fishy out there. Unless you have evidence, and a full and a clear evidence, then you have no right to suspect somebody or to suspect your partner. If you're suspicious, always keeping on suspecting your partner, I'm telling you that marriage will not go far. Will not go far. Nobody wants to be suspected. And mostly the people who keep on suspecting their spouses, finally you just find out that there was nothing like that. So unless he's proved guilty or unless she's proved guilty, just think of her being innocent. Term her as innocent. And just save your marriage and save your peace of mind. And number 3, another killer of marriage, it is lack of respect for partner. There are people who are very disrespectful to their spouses, the way they talk to them. Disrespect comes in many ways. The way you talk to your man, the way you talk to your woman. I have seen people who just embarrass their spouses in front of their friends, in public. I have seen partners who embarrass their partners in front of their children. How do you expect that marriage to stand? How do you expect that person to live with you? You are embarrassing them in front of people, in front of children. You are very disrespectful in how you talk to them. Everybody wants and needs some respect. Myself, I hate to be disrespected. And I also don't disrespect anyone. I hate it. I hate to disrespect any person. And I also hate to be disrespected. But you find some people are very disrespectful. They just embarrass their partners. They are very disrespectful. They are rude. Rudeness. One time I came across, this was a sister in the Lord who was a worker somewhere in a certain church. And as I was passing just on the way outside the church, she saw me and I also saw her. And wow, she was glad to see me. And she was like, oh, hello, Pastor, how are you doing? Yeah, and I said I was doing fine. And I decided, wow, let me just move nearer. She was in the church compound working. And I asked her how she was doing and all that. And right there, as we continued to talk, I realized that there was a man seated right there. And this man looked intimidated. He was just very quiet, and looking at him, it's like his self-esteem was quite low. And so this lady just finally, after talking to me, not even introducing this man to me, she finally decided to let me know that that was the husband. And I was not happy with the kind of words that she used on the man, because she just said, well, this is my man, and this man, I always talk to him to get saved and to come to the Lord. Otherwise, the devil will continue to destroy his life. It was very, very disrespectful, the way she put the words, the way she talked. And at once, I saw the man look down, and the facial expression also changed, and he looked intimidated, and his self-esteem actually could just be seen that it was not good. It was quite low. So even as I left, I went thinking about that sister, and I thought, if this is the husband, surely, how is this marriage going to stand? How can this marriage stand? Well, I don't know how they are doing today. I don't know. But I also want to talk to sisters, especially sisters in the Lord. If you are born again and your husband is not born again, please do not disrespect him that he's not born again. By your character, your Christian character, by how you handle him, one day you could win his soul to Christ. He's still the head of that family. He's still your head. The Bible says that the man is the head of a woman, even as Christ is the head of a man. There is no way a woman can replace the position of a man. The man is the head of the family. Please, let us know how to respect each other in marriages, in marital relationships. So don't embarrass your partner. Know the words and be careful about the words that you use to your partner in front of other people, in front of the relatives, in front of the children. So lack of respect is another reason and another point why some marriages are dying nowadays and they are not working. So another point or another reason, another killer of marriage today, it is unforgiveness. You realize that especially sisters, women, they have a problem with forgiveness. Not every woman, but a good number of them. I have handled these cases, so many marital cases. And a woman will keep on talking of what you did unto me 10 years ago, 15 years ago, this man did this to me. Last year but one, this man did this to me. She still remembers. So unforgiveness. And she harbors grudges. And it is not just the woman. Also men. There are also men who do not have the heart to forgive. How can that marriage work? If you are living together, but inside your hearts, you are harboring bitterness, you are carrying each other, there is heaviness. When you have not forgiven somebody, you don't even love them from the heart. You don't feel like giving yourself fully or giving your heart fully to them. You are having a grudge. So how can you live together? And the closeness in a marriage union. You know how it's supposed to be. But if there is, harboring of grudges, bitterness, unforgiveness, carrying things that happened in the past to the present, you are carrying them to the present, how will that marriage work? That marriage is going to have problems. So unforgiveness is one of the killers of marriage, and not just in our days, but it has also been. And another one, or rather I should call it number 5, constant arguments. They are a killer of marriage. I have seen people who cannot just stay together, arguing. The Bible says in the book of Amos that two cannot walk together unless they agree, unless they are in agreement. So if you are not in agreement, if you cannot agree, then how can you live together? Marriage is about living together. So how can you live together with a person in one house, sleeping in the same bed? And this is for life. Until death do make you go, or part ways. But there are arguments. You cannot agree on anything. Then how can you live together? Two cannot walk together unless they agree. That is what the Bible says in the book of Amos. So a marriage that has arguments, I'm not saying that once in a while there is no, there are not, no, there will not be arguments. Once in a while, an argument can arise. But that should not be the trend. It should not be habitual. It should not be a habit that all the time you are arguing. You come up with this suggestion, you come up with this plan, you come up with this project, you come up with this idea, and it is all about arguments. You cannot go anywhere. You are watching a TV program, and it is all about arguments all the time, all the time. Do you know, as a woman, what I prefer to do? If I realize that a man is argumentative, and if I had a husband, for example, who is argumentative, you know what I would do? As a woman, mostly, I would leave him to win the argument. Because I usually say this, it is better you lose the argument, but maintain and win the marriage, instead of winning the argument and you lose the marriage. So you'd rather lose the argument. Just lose it. Agree to humble. Agree. Just make yourself a fool to come down for the sake of peace. For the sake of that marriage. At times. And most of these things, it may sound like it is oppressive. No. It is not oppressive. That is just wisdom. I said we are sharing wisdom tonight. This is wisdom. Instead of fighting and fighting and fighting over something that is just small, maybe just a football match. Oh, who won and who did not win? How about your the match that you're supporting? How about the one that I'm supporting? And then we are not agreeing, and we are arguing. Who is that politician that you think is going to be elected as maybe the president? That is the one that I'm going to support. And then the other one says, no, I'm not going to support this one. I'm going to support the other one. And you keep on arguing and arguing. I have seen families that have come down, and marriages that have broken down just because of such small, fishy, unnecessary arguments. Even in the last elections that we had in Kenya, you know, the presidential or rather the national ones, there was a couple. Actually, it was not even one couple. You know, couples parted ways because this one is voting for this man as the president, and the other one is saying, no. Now you are against me. It is you who wants to make the economy bad now. Why are you supporting that thief, that liar? So we cannot even agree. And I know of a couple, I heard actually from a close person of a couple that parted ways, and the marriage died and they went different ways. For what? What is that politician going to help you with? These politicians, even when we enthrone them, they don't even remember us. Most of them, they are there for their own greed. So why are we fighting over unnecessary issues? Arguments. Some people are just so argumentative. When you realize that your spouse is argumentative, what do? You just let them be at times. Maybe during your happy moments, you can be able to revisit the issue and talk to them. And just maybe talk out the issue or iron out your differences or express yourself and say, for this one, I don't think it went well here. And my opinion is this way, is this one. You overruled me here in your happy moments, but not during those hot moments when you are arguing. So, constant arguments. It is one of the killers of marriages. And I have told you, especially for women, as a woman, instead of losing the marriage just because we are competing on opinions, let me just allow him to win. He has won the argument, and let me keep the marriage. It is wisdom. It is not foolishness. It is wisdom. Marriage is heavier than that argument, than winning that argument. So another issue, or rather the killer number 6, is pride. Pride is a killer of marriage. Some people are too proud. At times, it is on the man's side. Some men, talking to them, trying to convince them otherwise. They are going the wrong way, and you can see that it's really going the wrong way. And this is going to affect the marriage or the family. But he won't hear. He will still insist in his wrong way, his wrong route. So you cannot tell them anything. They say, I'm the head of the family. Don't tell me, don't advise me. And especially with our African men, some of them, they don't believe that a woman can really overrule them. It is not overruling. It is just giving guidance. At times you can see you going wrong. And just humbling and agreeing to calm down and rethinking of your decisions. That is wisdom. Man, brother, that is wisdom. It can save your marriage. I have seen men who have made wrong decisions. You start a business and you put all the family money there, and your wife is still telling you, please don't do that. It is not going to work. But the man is just too proud, too proud. He cannot listen. At times, it is not even about the business or about family decisions. It is about maybe correcting him because he has done a mistake or he has offended you. But coming down and saying, I'm sorry, it is a problem. And it is not just men, but also women. Also women saying sorry, especially from African people. Oh, my people. It is a problem at times. You know very well that you have offended somebody, but coming down and lowering yourself, humbling yourself just to say, I'm sorry for what I did, that is a problem. So you keep on hurting your spouse, you keep on hurting your spouse, you keep on making the wrong decisions, affecting the marriage, affecting the family. Finally, how long will your partner continue to take that? One day, they get tired and they opt out of the relationship. It has happened and it is happening. So, pride, it is one of the killers of marriage. Humbling does not cost us anything. Humbling, just giving attention to somebody and listening to what they are saying. They could save you from a bad decision, from a bad route that you are walking in. It can heal somebody's heart just to say, I'm sorry, just to humble, just to lower your pride and just saying, oh, honey, I offended you here. I hurt you and I'm in the wrong. Please forgive me. I'm sorry for that. Is that too much? It's not really too much. That can really save your marriage. So, pride, and beware of pride. It is a killer of marriage. Another one, or if I should put it as number 7, it is infidelity. Infidelity. Sexual immorality that even the Bible condemns. Unfortunately, nowadays, infidelity is just like a norm. It's just like a way of life now. We are having especially our African men, my Kenyan men now, especially from my community, and not just my community. I don't know if it is just a spirit that is sweeping across the nation. I don't know. Something that was not there before. men being so sexually immoral. They cannot keep to one woman, many of them. I'm not making choices for you. Don't say I'm of age, and as long as I can cater for them, they are all my women. But if you agreed that marriage is just between the two of you, why are you going for a third party? Why are you hurting your spouse? And it is not just with men nowadays, also women. A lot of infidelity in marriages, sexual immorality. Nowadays they call it mpango wa kando. In Kiswahili, especially in my country, a lot of infidelity. God created Adam, only one Adam for Eve, and God created only one Eve for Adam. That is God's order for marriage anyway. I don't know if you are a Christian, but that is God's order. Whatever changed later, it was done and it was brought by men. It was not God's decision. So, if you agreed that marriage is between the two of you, why are you going for a third party? In fact, the Bible says that two shall become one, not three and not four. The Bible says that the man shall leave his home, his family, and he will cleave to his wife, not his wives, not his women, and they shall become one. The two shall become one. So why are we having the three nowadays, the four nowadays? Why are we killing marriages like that? No woman want to be hurt. No woman want to imagine that the good things that you do to her privately, that now those are the things that you are doing to another woman out there. No woman wants to imagine that. She gets hurt. I have seen women who have fallen into depression just because their men are cheating. It is so wrong, so wrong. You took that woman, you promised her that she's just going to be the only one. Why have you changed? You man, or even you woman, because nowadays we are also having women who are also going for multi-men. The world is becoming another one. So infidelity. Nobody will want infidelity in their marriage. So infidelity is a killer of marriage. And I want to go to another point. Dishonesty in financial matters and a mismanagement of finances in a family. You understand that? So dishonesty. I have heard of men who are maybe the sole providers in the family, and they give some money to the woman, maybe to start a small business, and she does not do that. Or maybe just to go and bank the money, and she does not do that. And she is asked, what did you do with the money? And she says, I helped out my family. My mother was in need, and so I just decided to channel the money that way. Or my brother needed to start a business, and the man is like, why didn't you ask me? Why didn't you even ask for permission? Why didn't you talk to me about it so that we discuss it? So dishonesty. That man will not trust you again. So you have wounded him, and that could even break the marriage. Mismanagement of finances also. The man also could also be the one who's the one who's working in the family, and at times he may not even see the need of the woman working because he's earning enough. But with all what he has and with all the money he gets, you cannot really see some important things that he's doing with his money, and you keep on fighting in that family, in that marriage. You are like, where do you take your money? Do you give your money to women? Do you spend it on family members? Because at times, the money goes to the family members, at times to other women out there, at times drinking out there with friends. So, every woman needs a responsible man. So, if there is dishonesty financially and also mismanagement financially in that family, that is a killer enough for that marriage. Your spouse may not be able to continue with you in a marriage. There is nothing concrete that you can do together. They cannot trust you with money. How do you live with somebody that you cannot trust? So some of them, what they opt best is just to move out. So take care. And another point is poor or no communication. When there is poor or no communication in a marital relationship, then that marriage is dead. That marriage is dead. Distance should not be a reason enough, because nowadays there are video calls. Then you can be able to talk to your partner wherever they are, even every day. Yes, you may not do everything on video, but at least there is communication. So distance, maybe the woman is living or working somewhere else or in a different country, or even the man is working in a different country or a different region. But you can keep communication moving. We always say that once out of sight, it's out of mind. Just video call if it is a matter of distance. Unfortunately, we have families and we have couples. They live in the same house, but there is no communication. There is no communication. And even going further, we have families or couples whereby the man is sleeping in a different room from the woman. Or the woman is sleeping in a different room from the man. So those people are just together in one house, but there is no marriage there. The marriage died a long time ago. Communication is not there. You are not communicating. So once you lose communication, you also lose emotional ties. The love starts to die. Your spouse stops thinking about you. There is a gap. There is a distance emotionally once you lose communication. And finally, what happens? You part ways. You part ways. So I want to go to another point. Lies in a marriage. Some people are good liars. So if you lie to me, how will I be able to trust you? Especially for myself, I hate lies. I don't buy lies. I hate lies. In fact, the Bible says that the devil is the father of all liars. And from the beginning, the devil lies. So it is one of his characteristics. So when you lie to me, you make me doubt you. You make me have a different picture about you. You are a liar. So there is no godliness in you. If there is no godliness in you, if you are lying to me, then what else can you do to me? That's how people will think in relationships. So when you have your partner lying, you lose trust in them. You lose trust in them. So lying is another killer of marriage. You don't know what to believe about them. You don't know what to doubt about them. At times they are genuine, but because they lied that day, or they have a habit of lying, so you'll never take anything seriously about them or from them. So lies is a killer of marriage. And because I still have more points, like 10 of them, actually some of them very, very interesting, for today, we are going to stop there. And next time I'm coming, I'm going to continue from there. And I'm going to give you 10 more points, very important ones that I have not talked about today. So we are going to stop there for today. And once again, I'm just going to remind you, please share this wisdom and this enlightenment to somebody else out there. Share the video. Remember to like the video. And also leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. If you'd want to communicate with me, just let me know in the comment section. So I'm wishing you well. I'm wishing you God's blessings. If you're married and your marriage is not going well, may God heal it. May God heal it. Just do two things. Apply what is necessary. Is it prayer that is lacking in that marriage? Or is it wisdom? Is it knowledge? At least now you know. I've not talked about everything that I wanted to talk about. But next time I'm coming, I will do 10 more points on the killers of marriage. So for now, I'm going to say bye. Bye-bye and shalom. May God be with you and may God bless you.